The town of Imadate in the Echizen region along the northern coast of Japan. For 1,300 years, the people of this area have been making washi, or Japanese paper. Echizen paper was used by the imperial court in Kyoto and by the government of the shogun. Times have changed, but the town of Imadate remains the largest producer of handmade paper in Japan. There are 60 paper factories, large and small, in Imadate, producing everything from calligraphy paper to paper for sliding screens. This small workshop makes paper for Japanese ink painting. Papermaking is a clean, refreshing process. Its medium is water, clear, cold water from the abundant mountain streams nearby. Natural plant fiber is the primary ingredient, and the air is filled with a fragrance like fresh-cut hay. The production of washi begins with the preparation of plant fiber, which is obtained from the white inner bark of several species of small trees. The fibers of these trees are unusually long and produce a finished paper of considerable strength. The bark of 3 trees is used for Japanese paper. Kozo, or paper mulberry, which is the most common. Mitsumata, which yields a crisp, shiny paper. And gampi, the rarest bark, which yields a paper that is prized for its luster. The material is boiled for about 2 hours in water and soda ash to dissolve gums, oils, and other impurities in the bark. The length of time the bark is cooked and rinsed will determine the look and the feel of the finished paper. Paper makers will tell you that the preparation of these materials, as routine as it appears, is the most critical stage in the process.
我々が作ってるその白い紙ですね。そういうやつはもう非常にその塵とか不純物を嫌いますので、非常に手をかけて一枚の紙を作っていくわけなんです。で、その原料調整、紙すきまでの原料を煮て紙作るまでの間のその処理、塵取りとかその処理に非常に時間をかけてやってますですね。
The bark is now soft and pliable. It's cleaned strand by strand to remove any remaining specks of black bark, knots, or hard areas. This is painstaking work, but there's no machine that can perform it, and it's essential to the making of clear, flawless paper. The bark is then beaten gently to break up the strands of fiber without cutting or mutilating them. The processed fiber, referred to as stuff, has a fine, even consistency. Since it's been handled carefully, the naturally long, slender shape of the fibers has been preserved. When the stuff is mixed in the vat, the fibers float freely. The paper forming process begins with smooth motions that keep the stuff flowing as the fibers gradually condense into a sheet of paper. This method of paper formation is unique to Japan. It's called nagashizuki, which has been translated as the flowing or sloshing way to make paper. The key to Japanese papermaking is the use of a remarkable viscous substance called tororo. Tororo comes from the root of a Japanese herb, which secretes a thick liquid when it's pounded. Tororo is not sticky or glue-like, but slippery and stringy. When added to the water in the vat, it prevents the plant fiber from tangling and clumping during the papermaking. This is the reason that the fibers flow so smoothly and evenly across the bamboo mold. The first scoop, or charge, of fiber is the most critical. It must be dashed quickly across the surface of the mold to get an even distribution. Once this base is laid, the later charges can be worked more slowly and methodically. The number of such charges determines the thickness of the paper.